Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I thought today I would talk to you about my grey hair journey, if we can call it such. And yeah, because it's been nearly 2 years, 3 months shy of 2 years since I last dyed it. And I thought I'd do an update because I've had a couple of comments lately on my last video and also on my sort of recent Instagram post. People have commented that they like my hair, they're enjoying the colour and it suits me, which is really nice. So thank you for the kind comments. And I thought I'd just tell you where I'm at, what I'm doing. It was actually SA who asked what I've been doing in terms of the colour of it. So we'll start with that and then we'll work our way back. So I have been using purple conditioners and shampoos on it quite a lot, more than is recommended. So I will use Bleach London Silver shampoo. Is really strong, really pigmented purple, and I'll actually leave that on my hair for maybe 5 minutes or so. And then I'll also use purple conditioners. They don't seem to be as pigmented, the different conditioners I've been using, but I think they all help. So that's what I do. I haven't been doing that for the last week because I've been in France and I didn't bring any of that with me, so you don't have as much lilac-y colour in my hair at the moment. So yeah, I'm at my mum's house in France. I'm on the front step kind of thing, sort of front step I guess. And yeah, so that's the front garden and the road. And so that's what I am doing now. Let me talk about my hair from the beginning. The reason why I decided to grow out the grey is because I got sick of dyeing it. I used to love dyeing my hair. I used to dye it all different colours. I've dyed it pretty much since I was about 13 years old. I've experimented. I've had loads and loads of different colours and I used to love doing it. And then the last maybe 4 or 5 years has just been chasing the greys, and it has become a real chore. It takes a long time to get your hair coloured and it's expensive if you go and get it done professionally, which is really the only way I could have it looking nice. I have done it myself over the years, and when we've had to do it ourselves because of the pandemic, I did do it myself, but it never looks as good as when my hairdresser does it. And I have had the same hairdresser for I think somewhere like 10 to 15 years, Santino, and he's excellent. And I just was sick and tired of the time and the money that it took me to cover up the grey. It looked so unnatural when it was growing out. No matter what colour I picked, it didn't matter how natural that colour looked. As soon as it started growing out, I'd have really dark and then white coming out at the same time, and it just looked terrible. And I just reached a point where I said, no, that is it. I don't want to do this anymore. I did some research. I looked up different people that have gone grey, that have allowed it to grow out, and found that there are so many people that have grown out their greys much younger than you might expect. So even ladies in their 30s, ladies even younger, that have gone grey very early in life, and they're letting it grow out and it looks beautiful. So I researched, I got lots of tips, I got inspiration, and I just thought, no, I want to do this. I loved looking at other people's grey hair and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So that's what happened. So I dyed it for the last time in the beginning of September 2021. It's quite a big year for me, not the best year. I lost my cat, Sweetie, in the May of that year. We were just getting over the pandemic, or still sort of in the pandemic. And I also was getting ill. Turned out it was my breast implants, so it made me ill. So then I got rid of those. Big year that year, and decided to go grey as well. Yeah, so I did a lot of research and then I decided to buy some things to try and make the journey easier. On the advice of other people, I bought one of those mascara wands to cover up like the grey as it comes through, and I never used it. I think it was too dark anyway, and I just never felt like I needed to use it. So I just kind of let it grow out. The colour of the hair as it was growing out, this faded dyed ends, or really from like up here, was really unpleasant. It was a warm browny orangey colour. I really did not like that colour as it was growing out, but I had to bear with it for a while. My hairdresser was totally on board and he helped me. He told me to use Bleach London purple shampoo to cool it down. We needed to cool the tone down because it was so warm in the what was dyed. And so we did some toners, and then eventually, once quite a bit had grown out, I said I really want to blend it in somehow with highlights. So he used a plastic cap, pulled a load of tiny bits through, bleached them, and then toned the whole head of hair. So bleached them white, and then we had like a purpley, cool toned toner all over it, and I loved it. It looked so nice. You could tell it had been done, that it wasn't natural, because you can see the highlights through the top, but I still loved it. And then as it grew out, it did look a lot better. And then we did that one more time quite a few months later. It did affect the condition of my hair, because my hair is naturally curly, which means it's dry and it's damage prone. So it did affect the condition, and I had to use lots of heavy conditioners and take care of it. Didn't use any heat, you know, didn't dry it straight or use straighteners or anything. And then yeah, we did it again sort of maybe 4 or 5 months later, and I haven't done it since. That was quite a few months ago now. So I'd say a lot of the hair is natural now, but there will still be some of the bleach in there. And then all I do now is just use the purple shampoos and conditioners. Occasionally I might use a toner, but I'm never going to dye it again. I am so over that. I'm so glad I gave that up. One thing that helped me when I really didn't like it at the point that it was growing out, and I had all this sort of like ugly coloured warm toned hair here, and then like my natural very dark and then my natural grey coming out. I really didn't like it. And one thing I did find was the coloured waxes. Now I used one called Mofang Jang, which I found on Amazon, and they're great if you have hair like mine that you just style and dry and you don't have to brush. Then they'll work for you, but I don't think they'd work for you if you need to brush your hair afterwards, because it is a wax. But you just put it on when it's damp, and it's basically a styling product and a colour in one, and it's just you use it, you've got the colour, you wash your hair, the colour's gone. And I wanted to see what it would look like with white, to try and get an idea of how the result would look when it was all grey. So I did buy the white one, I bought a purple one, and I've got a blue one as well. I don't really use that. But the white one was so nice. It doesn't completely cover the colour, so you've got your natural colour still shining through, but it's got this white tinge, and it also looks a bit metallic, and it styles it really lovely, like nice defined curls. So I really loved using those, and they were great to just cover up for a special occasion. I did find that it wouldn't last 2 days. Like day 2, hair felt a bit heavy, a bit greasy, and if you touched it, the colour would come away on your fingers, which wasn't too pleasant. But I really recommend those for if you had a special occasion or something where you wanted to look nice and you were a bit paranoid about your hair with its length, with the roots coming through. Then they do a nice job of sort of toning it all, blending it all into one colour, or sort of one colour. So that was something that I think was invaluable. Apart from that, I didn't really use anything else. I did some temporary like pigment only colours, just rinses, just to change the tone of it from time to time, and that's it really. You can't regret giving up the dye, because you could just dye it again if you want. So there's nothing to lose by trying if it's something that you're thinking of doing. It gives you that freedom of not having to worry about getting an appointment at the hairdresser's, and that time that you have to give to go into that appointment and sitting there reading a book, magazines, whatever. I'm really glad that I did it. I had a moment, I wouldn't say of weakness, I was never going to quit, but when I split up from my last boyfriend, I went through a bit of a bad patch where I was a bit obsessed with my age. I felt old, I felt unattractive, I felt fat, I just didn't feel good. So having that rootage growing out as well, and my hair not looking its best as well, that was a challenge. It definitely played on my mind, but I never quite got to the point where I thought I'm just going to dye my hair. So I'm pleased I didn't, because I now feel better than I've ever felt before. And 45 is quite a good thing to say. So yeah, I feel really good. And I get compliments on my hair from, you know, not just online, but from, you know, shop assistants, and just randomly out and about, someone will just say, I love your hair, I love the colour. And it's so nice to know that that's just my natural colour, pretty much. There's not much left now of what was dyed. You can see the colour on the end's not very pretty, so that is the part that still got some dye or whatever in it. But I mean, next haircut that will probably be gone. And yeah, then I'm going to grow it nice and long, I think, and I'm loving it. So in terms of let's get some good light. Where's the light? Where's the sun at? Let's take you into the sun and show you my hair colour. So there's definitely bits that are a lot whiter than other bits. You can definitely see under here is where it is most grey, I don't know if it's white or grey, I really don't know. It looks white when you pull it out and you see it in the air, it looks white. But yeah, I just love it. I mean, not dyeing it means it's in better condition, and I just think it suits me. It's my natural colour now, so it's got to, hasn't it, really? I think that's really all I have to say on the matter. Do let me know if you have any questions or anything. I'll just tell you how I style it actually. That was one thing I was gonna, just in case you're curious. Today all I've literally done is washed, conditioned, put a little bit, I say a little bit, put quite a big old palmful of mousse. I just use a mousse for curly hair. Put that through it while it's just towel dried, and it's just air dried today because it's hot. It's too hot for hair dryers, so it's just air dried. I just shake it to find the parting, kind of like move the hair gently to make sure that the parting's okay. I don't like to pull too much on the parting, or actually to part it, because then you end up flattening it. And then as it dries naturally, every now and then I shake my head about to get some air into the roots. That's it really. So that's what I do with it. Sometimes I'll use a gel, curly hair gel, do the same thing pretty much, or diffuser dry it. If I'm at home, normal circumstances, then it's a diffuser dryer with, you know, the big diffuser, and I gently aim to get the roots dry first, and that's really it. It's quite easy. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video, hopefully. Bye.